Hey, this is Brother Jeff. I'm going to walk you through how to get started with the Marathon Challenge storyline game. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the learner is going to see before we get into actually how to modify it. Now, at the very first, when the learner comes to it, they'll see the logo. They'll also see a continue button. Now, you can change this logo out. You can change the background, whatever you want it to. So it is very flexible that way. But the learner just hits continue, and then now they have the choice to select a game piece. Now they have up to 4 different options to select this game piece. I'm going to go ahead and select one of them myself. And then it gets me into the questions. And so I just go throughout the different questions, answering the different questions, and then making my progress throughout this course. And so you can see question 1 and then my question text here, my 4 possible choices. I'm going to go ahead and select one of these choices, and you can see that it's correct. So I'm going to go ahead and hit continue here. And then it gives me my map, lets me know where I'm at and how far I need to go as well. And so from here I can hit continue, and now it presents me with the next question. If I get it incorrect, it allows me to try it again, and I can go ahead and continue. And you can see I'm making my way through the different points throughout this marathon. Now, in this case, I only have 5 questions here, but you can go up to 20, I believe, in this interaction. We'll take a look at that. And if you choose to have 20 questions within there, the map will be a lot larger than it was with just 5 questions. So now let's go into storyline and show you how to get started with this marathon game. So I'm going to select the templates section, and then I'm going to select the marathon challenge. If you've downloaded this from the library, all you have to do is click on it to install it inside of your template section. And if you don't see it right away, just select the drop down box and then select the game that you need. Now once I have that selected, I just go ahead and hit imports. Now you can import this inside of any course that you may be building, and this will import all of the questions and everything inside of one page. So really when you're building this game, you're only working with one page itself, and then you just go throughout the different questions, possible answers, filling that all out, and then going to the results slide. Okay, so once this has been imported, you can see over on the left-hand side that we have some instructions. Now, this instructions help you get started with any of our storyline interactions. In this case, it tells you also the different variables that you can change. And in this one, there's really only one variable that you can change, or that we recommend changing, and that's the marathon number of questions. This is where you can modify the number of questions that are going to be asked. See, in this case, if I come over to my layers, you'll notice that I can go up to question 20. So that's the maximum number of questions that I can choose. And again, you go into the variables section, go to number of questions, and you can change that from the default of 6 to 20. And that way it's going to ask all 20 of those questions. And also, actually, there's another variable that you can change, and that's the marathon add points per right question. So every time I get a correct question, it's going to add that to my total score. And if I don't want 10 points, I can change it to 5 and then click OK. So those are the different variables that you can change. You can, if you wanted to swap out the logo here, you can go ahead and swap it out, or you can just move the from the layers from the bottom to the top, adjusting the different variables or adjusting the different questions and text in this game. So on the next one is the instructions. So I can come over and change the instructions that I want. I can also reorder the different game pieces. Now I don't recommend changing these game pieces unless you're going to go into the map area and change the game pieces there as well. So it's not a very easy task. It's just something to keep in mind. If you did want to change it to something else, you would have to change that in the different in the instructions, as well as if I come up here in the game correct section, you'd have to change the icons and all of that as well. So all right, so coming back to the instructions, if once I'm done with that, I can now go into questions. And so changing the question header as well as the question text, and then coming over and changing the possible choices allows me to just type in whatever I want. If I don't want A, B, C, D, you can just delete that and type in that as well. Now you can see here by default, option B is actually counted as correct. So if I decide that I want option A to be correct instead of option B, then I come over to the triggers where you can see option 1 here. Yeah, option 1 is labeled or to has a trigger to go to question 1 incorrect. Well, if this one is going to be the correct answer, then I need to switch this over by selecting the drop-down box, switch it over from question 1 incorrect to question 1 correct. And that means if option 2 is now not correct, I need to switch that over as well. So instead of going to question 1 correct, I need to go to question 1 incorrect. And now if the learner, no matter what text is here, if the learner chooses this option, it's going to be counted as correct. If they choose this option, it's going to be counted as incorrect. And that's how I change it. Now from there, I just go ahead and go through my different feedback. So question 1 correct, I can change the text, I can insert images inside of this area, whatever I wanted to do there. Question 2 incorrect. Here's my text as well. I can go ahead and change whatever I wanted to type in there, as well as insert any images I wanted to do there as well. So here, question 2, I just go from here, just go on to question 2, all the way up to question 20 if I'm asking 20 questions, or if I'm only asking 5 questions, I really only need to go up to question 5 feedback there. Now in this game, every time they get it correct, they're going to go to the game correct interaction. Now the game correct interaction is the map and the different points that we have. If you wanted to change that for any reason, you would need to come into the timeline, and let's say you wanted to change the avatar here. You would need to select the avatar, go into the states, and you can see the different states has the different points in this map. So it's not an easy change, but you could go in and you could change this icon, but you would have to position that icon in each of these different points. You don't need to change the yellow part, you just need to delete that icon and place the new icon in the location that you want. So that's optional if you wanted to do that. If you did want to change the finish line icons, so if I come into finish line here, I can go in and I can change the finish line options in the states and change the different points and wherever I wanted to, but then you would have to have the avatars match up as well. And then the final thing is the results. I can come in and change the feedback, change out to whatever text I want, insert any image that I want as well. And that's pretty much it. Once you've done that, you have the marathon game that you can then insert other slides and other interactions inside of your storyline, inside of your storyline courses.